Hello, what's already? My name is Harold Games here, and I'm here for something that's a little bit different. You guys might not notice, but I'm a big sports fan, and because of that, I'm a big baseball fan. And fortunately, my team, the White Sox, are not in the playoffs. But what I love doing is the bracket challenge. So I figured I would record me doing the bracket challenge. The only way I can get this working is do this Yankees thing, which is weird, but yeah. Um, I picked these based off of my personal opinion. Do I think I'm gonna be perfect? No, definitely not. But who knows? Let's get right into this. Welcome to the 2022 Postseason Bracket Challenge. Enter brackets. Alrighty. So as you guys know, the team format is different. You got the Astros, Yankees, Dodgers, and Braves getting the byes because they all won their respective divisions and had the two best records in their league. And the teams over here are in the wild card game round, a best of three. It's not a best of one anymore. It's a best of three between the Blue Jays and Mariners, the Guardians and Rays in the AL, and then the NL, the Mets and the Padres, and then the Cardinals and the Phillies. So first thing we have to do is pick a winner between these two teams. Now, the Mariners, first time they made the postseason since 2001 when they won their 117 games. But we have a choice to make. Do we go Blue Jays or Mariners? Now, both of these teams just missed out on the playoffs last year. A couple things to note, though. The Mariners do have uh, a different team this year. They have Luis Castillo, good pitcher. They have a great rookie in Julio Rodriguez. They have a really good team. Now, I don't do much research and I don't really watch much of these teams. I just know some players. The Blue Jays also have a really good team. They have a decent pitch. They have a pretty good pitching staff with Kevin Gausman on the rotation now. They have a good power hitting lineup. Personally, I think the Blue Jays are going to take this one and move on to face the Astros. That's me personally. Mariners have a good team. They made the playoffs, but I don't think they're going to take the series over the Blue Jays, especially because all the games will be in Toronto. So that's going to be tough for the Mariners. Next series, we have the 3 seed, the Guardians, against the 6 seed, the Rays. Now, the Guardians, even though I'm a White Sox fan, I love their young team. They have a nice young team, a great manager, Terry Francona, Tito, really good manager. The Rays have a good manager, Kevin Cash, but he's made some interesting decisions the past few years and they're in playoff games. Has a little bit too much on analytics, in my opinion. And this young swagger in this Guardians team, to me, hasn't taken a sweep over the Rays, just in my opinion. They'll move on to face the Yankees. That's just my opinion. And I think this series will go to 3 games, but I think the Blue Jays will take that one over Seattle. In fact, I think Seattle will take game one, but yeah. Alright, this next series, the NL, the Mets against the Padres. This is going to be actually a closer series than I think people realize. The Mets, Max Scherzer and Jacob DeGrom in games 1 and 2. I'm assuming they'll start DeGrom game 1 and Scherzer game 2. I mean, that's just a tough 1-2 punch. And the Padres, although they have a good team, they have a good power hitting team. Machado, Tatis, who is not going to be playing for the rest of this, who's not playing, and Juan Soto. I don't think their pitching staff is as good enough to beat the Rays, the Mets, in a 3-game wild card series at Citi Field with Edwin Diaz and Timmy Trumpet shutting it down. I think this will be a clean sweep for the Mets in 2 games. Face off against the Dodgers, which I think will be a great matchup. Now we have one of the series that I think will be another 2-1 advantage. Cardinals, they have no line out of Paul Goldschmidt, who's having an MVP type year, who will probably win MVP. And And then you have the Phillies. You have Bryce Harper, who has that MCL injury, I think, in his arm, or UCL. He's a great hitter. Zach Wheeler, and Aaron Nola are your main 1 and 2 guys here. Cardinals, Jack Flaherty. I don't know who the number 2 guy would technically be on here. But both of these teams, this is going to be a close series. It's all going to be at Busch Stadium. This one is a 50-50 in my opinion. These two teams are too close. The Phillies did slump, though. And you know what happens when you slump? Kind of lose that factor. And the Cardinals have been on fire in the second half. I think they will continue that fire and take this 1 and 3 games over the Phillies and take games 1 and 3. That's my opinion. So that's my NL and AL picks for the wild card game. I got the Blue Jays in 3, the Guardians in 2, the Mets in 2, and the Cardinals in 3. So all home teams I have winning. That's just my opinion. Now this is where it gets really interesting. The ALDS. So Astros against Blue Jays. Blue Jays will be missing their 1 and 2 starters for games 1, 2, and possibly game 3. First 2 games at home in Houston. Houston just is a team that does amazing in the playoffs. So I think, personally in my opinion, I think Houston will win this series. I think they will win it in 6 games. I think they split the first 2 games, and then the Blue Jays win game 3, move up 2-1, and then lose game 4, 5, 6. That's my opinion. So I think the Astros will take this one. So far, all the higher seeds winning, but it's just my opinion. It's going to be tough for the Blue Jays pitching that match. The Astros pitching and offense, just in my opinion. Now, here's another series that could be interesting. You got the Guardians against the Yankees. Now, this is a tough series, in my opinion. I think, although the Guardians are a young team, the Yankees with Aaron Judge are going to be tough to beat. Sorry, this is a 5-game series, so this one could actually, since the Blue Jays will actually be missing their 1 and 2 starters for the first 2 games, it's going to be tough for them to win in that series, in my opinion. Same thing with the Guardians, but their pitching staff overall is pretty good. Yankees pitching staff, I know, was a bit of a worry. Their bullpen's okay. This is where I'm going to have my first upset. I think the Guardians will take this series. I think in 5 games. I think they will win it on the road. I think Shane Bieber will shut them down. It might seem odd, but that's just my opinion. I think this one will go 5 games. Alright, this series, Dodgers against Mets. This is probably going to be the best series, if it happens, of the postseason. And I think this one will definitely go to 5 games. Dodgers, although they have the record, they did not, or although they have the great record, it'll be very interesting. They will not have Walker Buehler, so that'll be something to note. The Mets will not have DeGrom or Scherzer for games 1 and 2, most likely. Definitely not DeGrom. Or definitely not Scherzer, because I'm assuming he's going to go game 2. So they're going to have to rely on their back-end starters to get the job done for games 1, 2, and possibly game 3 against a potent Dodgers lineup. And I have a feeling Buck Showalter will take DeGrom in game 3 and hope that he can win on short rest. That's just my opinion, but I think the Dodgers have too much firepower. Although the Mets are good, I don't think they can keep up with the Dodgers in terms of because of the format. They won't have DeGrom or Scherzer for games 1 and 2. They might have DeGrom for game 2, but that'll be a lot. That'll be very short rest. So I have the Dodgers winning in 4 games. series. Now, this series, if you guys remember, a few years ago, 2019, I think it was, the Cardinals went to 5 games against the Braves in the NLDS, and they won like 15-1 against the Braves. So that wasn't fun for them. On the other hand, this year I think it's going to be different. You get more experienced players, you got a great pitching staff, great coach. In my opinion, I think the Braves take this one in 4 games as well. That is my prediction. So Astros in 4, Guardians in 5, Dodgers in 4, Braves in 4. So my final 4 to say it is going to be, I have the Astros against the Guardians and the Dodgers against the Braves. Now, the Astros, once again, great in the regular season. Guardians, great team, well managed. You're going to have, everyone's going to be fresh. If it goes to, well, it will go to 5 games. So once again, and this is best of 7. Once again, you're going to be missing your top two pitchers for games 1 and 2. So if you're the Guardians, same thing for the Astros. So it'll be a tough series pitching wise. Offensively, I give the Astros that advantage, but it's not about that Guardians team, man. They're a well-coached team, but I don't think they're going to be able to hang on enough, and I think the Astros will eventually take this series in 5 games over the Guardians. So I have the Astros once again making the World Series in my bracket. And then down here you have the Dodgers against the Braves. Again, this is going to be a close series. I think it'll go to 6 or 7 games. Both teams will have a fresh pitching rotation. But Rocker Buehler could be a huge issue. You got 2 great offenses. You have Freddie Freeman going against his old team. And I think he'll do some damage against the Braves. And because of that, I think he will win NLCS MVP. And I think the Dodgers will take the series in 6 games over the Braves. So I have a rematch of the Dodgers versus Astros World Series. And for this series, it's a pretty interesting series. You have 2 great firepowers, both 1 seeds. In my opinion, it's all going to come down to the pitching. Both offenses are great, but can the pitching rotation hold? Again, you're missing Walker Buehler here. You have Justin Verlander's having a nice year. Good offenses on both teams, good coaches on both teams. And ultimately, I think Dusty Baker gets his first World Series win. And I have the Astros taking the World Series in 6 games. And that is my opinion. So, yeah, Houston Astros, my World Series prediction winner. Just a nice little quick video I thought of before I go to bed. I'll do the same thing for MLB or for can't think of the word, NHL and NBA, but and March Madness when that time comes. But yeah, that'll do it for this video. Astros are going to be your 2022 World Series champions. Take care, stay safe, and peace.